What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing on this lovely Sunday? It's me, your host, Brain44 of Downloadable Brain, as we rock in today's episode number 6, where each day we love the sound of our own voice just a little bit less. But so many damn people are talking that we just can't help ourselves, so let's get involved. How'd you guys like my introduction? I'm a musician, not a vocalist, but I gave the football theme an official shout out on this podcast just because it's Super Bowl Sunday. If you guys weren't already aware, I don't normally rock out to football games, but for me it's just a once a year kind of thing. There'll be some halftime performances as always, big name artists performing. I probably won't care, I just want to see the game, but respect to the artist for holding it down and bringing extra attention to the game. I want to get away from that topic and move on to the main theme, universal energy. So what do you consider to be universal energy? Energy is the very fact that we are all connected as one to the universe. Whether we like certain people, hate certain people, agree with them, disagree with them, have different religious beliefs, morals, ethics, social circles, money, power, it makes no difference. And the very fact that we're all connected as a source of energy on a universal level. Let me explain how that works. When I'm thinking about something or doing something, then I end up posting it later on my social media, like my YouTube channel. Giving a plug to Spiritual Advisor Official, check it out on YouTube. But the energy that I'm picking up is somehow in unison with the other energy discussing similar subjects. Sometimes it's coincidence, sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes it's universal. Let me explain what I mean. I upload a video at a very specific time on YouTube discussing a certain subject, or just doing something regarding how I feel, without even so much as seeing or thinking about another person, but they do a live broadcast on YouTube discussing the same subject I discussed like 5 hours earlier. That's what universal energy is. It's the thoughts we process connecting as one on a universal scale. It's really wild to think about and beyond the average comprehension of the human brain. How you know it's intentional is when you say something, then somebody else does it 1 hour later as a sort of copycat energy, simply because they see it's valuable and they want to use it for their own benefit. I've done it myself with a playbook on handling narcissistic abuse, but I just ended up feeling somewhat dirty in spirit after challenging narcissistic abusers. Even though I'm not proud of it, I can honestly say sometimes you gotta stick up for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. Especially if a lot of people are all in agreement with trying to push your buttons or get on your nerves. But do you guys ever really consider the thought of universal energy and comprehend that it's not always intentional? Inspiration may strike when we hear the right words from the right person. Even if we are capable of manifesting the same type of thoughts without realizing we're doing it. It's pretty much proof in the pudding that we're all connected through energy. Some people believe it's God, the creator of the universe. Other people believe it's science. I try to look at things from different perspectives, and I don't limit myself to one specific religious belief, because I want to hear everyone's opinion on what spirituality means to them and what they feel. Not just one specific group or person who only believes in one kind of thing. After I started reading this book on basic Buddhism, it also reminded me that even what I do doesn't teach Buddhist philosophy. I can take certain elements of what Buddhism teaches and apply it to myself in order to become better. I have more respect for life. I have a better understanding of achieving inner peace. But I still become emotional sometimes when I'm challenged, because nobody's immune to that. As somebody who identifies as a healer and does believe in a higher power, I know that it doesn't always align with the teachings of Buddhism, yet I take certain elements of Buddhist teachings and learn from it to grow and improve, both on a spiritual level as well as an emotional level. Then there's the elephant in the room where I get really uncomfortable thinking about it, yet it's always there to learn and grow from, so I choose to study certain aspects of it. Living in the world we are living in today, you kind of just have to. You study it, and then you understand why the world is the way it is, and why people are the way they are. It doesn't mean everybody is bad who's a part of a specific group or religion, but I've had bad experiences which I won't discuss beyond saying those words. You can tap into certain things such as tarot cards and numerology, an ancient tradition, in order to understand how these things work and why the world is the way it is. You'd be surprised how deep this stuff goes and drives forward the communities we live in, the countries and businesses we get involved with. I've always said I live in a gray area and I choose no side. I just remain neutral. All that did was invite more of the wrong people into my life because I made the mistake of trusting people I should have never trusted in the first place. I'm confident it won't happen again, but I also understand that through every person we meet, every religious belief that is taught, and every action a person takes, whether it's a positive action or a negative action, connects us all and drives the world forward. If you come from a shitty family, you can't really do much about the family you come from. If you have friends who are rotten and do you really dirty, that's at least something you can prevent in the future and learn from. Because if you trust too easily, people may hate you and even become resentful towards you being nice, respectful, and giving them your trust. If they see you have potential, or they just believe in something that is different than what you choose to believe in, they'll become angry and try to challenge you. But diversity is always preached, yet we don't always practice what we preach. I'm trying my best just to survive and get by with what I have, which, even though in my opinion is not a whole lot, it's better than what some others have. But if certain people had their way, I'd have nothing at all and just vanish. That's a very negative, dark energy, which I'm not responsible for. But it's an energy that is taught by certain individuals and passed down into other groups of people. So even though I cannot subscribe to that belief system and become this really dark, evil, and demented man, I can learn a lot from those same people who claim they hate my guts and think I'm awful. Because even some of those people who think I'm awful end up inspiring me whether they realize it or not. Somebody who I can tell doesn't like me once said, if somebody throws stones your way, build a castle because you have potential and you're more powerful than what you can believe. I kind of already suspected that and knew that deep down, but I just needed to hear it from somebody. But don't give too much validation to what others say about you. Just believe that you can do whatever you want to do. So this person inspired me to persevere and move forward. And whether we choose to accept it or not, we're all connected through sources of energy on a universal scale. So shout out to that person if they're listening. And you can combine different religions to come towards like a higher level of spiritual understanding and study all of them and learn from all of them. Some people might say that's New Ageism. I don't really see it that way, but I'm open to hearing multiple people from different religions and backgrounds, as well as ethnicities. Just be very careful about that with racism and extremism, because if you're too nice to people and too open to them, some might hate you just because of your race or because of your religion. So be very mindful of that, because there's a lot of extremism, racism, and hate going around. And sometimes when people disrespect you, they force your hand to stick up for yourself because nobody else really will. I know I get in my head sometimes regarding sticking up for myself because, let's face it, they force your hand in a situation where nobody will defend you. But you also have to learn how to let things go. The worst thing somebody can do is piss me off with lies and slander and betrayal, but those things do not define me. Going back to the teachings of Buddha, Buddhism says that suffering is a part of life. And something I've been reading through this Buddhist book is that we cannot heal our way out of preventing suffering or trauma. We cannot buy our way out of it, no matter how much money or power we have, and we cannot overrule it. Yet as a person who identifies as a healer himself, I choose to believe that everybody reaches a point in their life where they don't let past negative experiences or trauma define who they are and what they do in their future. And it gives even if somebody gives it their all to stop you from achieving your goals and doing what you want to do with your life, Nobody really owns you or has the power over you to make that decision. You can define your own level of success just based off of how you value your talents, whether or not you think people are resonating with it, and even if they don't, self mastery is the ultimate goal towards anything. I've heard people who are really competitive before say that the greatest competition is inside of them, but they always show up to challenge themselves. And that's exactly how I feel regarding everything that I do on social media or anything else. So, meaning if I want to make an album, I'll work my ass off on learning how to record music. If I want to heal myself, I'll call upon Spirit to tap into my energy and give me the power to heal. If I want to try to heal others, I will use what Spirit gives me to attempt to heal them as well. I can achieve self mastery through everything. But if I can do that and help no one, damn, that sucks, because it doesn't mean it was a waste of time. I put forth a valid effort to do it. It's just that whoever I was trying to heal was not in a situation where they were capable of healing at this time. Doesn't say they can make changes later on in life in order to heal themselves, but they're just in that dark spot, and the only person who can pull themselves out of it is them. I believe I can achieve self-mastery through everything I do, and it's all on me. You guys know how I rock. I stick up for myself, but I do it in a way that isn't too dangerous. I just do it for my own well-being. That's how it's done, everybody. Have a good one.